Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Now we Papa Morel. Angel Funebleka. Inana Colette. Matele. La Joséphine. Ah, Maman Taylor. Léa Kouiwana. Bailo Rufina. Ça va devenir un vrai moment. Ok, petit Yusuke. Ça bloqué. Collègue, on s'attend. Ah, Julie Théa. Papa Morel.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Labra Radio. I'm here again tonight. We're here to have a discussion with all of you. We say thank you very much. Please share this video to as many brothers and sisters as possible. We are here to have a discussion about our country. It's going to be a very interesting, very enjoyable night again. We say thank you for joining us. Those of you that are out there, please share this video. If you come across this video, all you have to do for us is just share. This is the Liberal Public Radio is on here again tonight. And we want to thank all of you for joining, quickly joining. And of course, those of you that are going to be coming later, we say thank you very much. We appreciate all of you. You guys have make us to be the way we are in the place we are. So we say thank you very much. We appreciate everything. God first, but we appreciate all of you. Again, safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. As we come before you, my Lord, we ask that you bless all of us and continue to bless all of us. My Lord, we ask that those brothers and sisters that are unable to join us tonight because of whatever situation they have, we ask, my Lord, that you continue to come in and be the Savior. If those brothers and sisters, whatever condition they find themselves in, that they are not able to be whole, we ask, my Lord, that you come and be the Savior as well. We ask that the Republic of Liberia be blessed, that the people of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. My Lord, we ask you again to bless the President of the Republic of Liberia. Extend his life, give him long life. Whatever he touches in the interest of the Liberian people, yes, my Lord, please bless his hand. Whatever door he knocks in the interest of the Liberian people, we ask, my Lord, that the door be opened by you. Yes, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. Thank you for Liberia. My Lord, we ask that the host country, the United States of America, be blessed. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So again, folks, Samson told Labra Public Radio, let me see. I was getting some call here. I don't know who that one was, but we'll find out. Oh, that's my son. Speaking about son, I got plenty of them. So let me do this here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my son. Samson Jaro to happy birthday to you. I call you this. This is the knee I call you when you were born. It's still the knee. I don't care. You can be 50 years old. Azaba, zobo, zaba, zaba, zubo, azibi, azaba, azobo, zaba, zubo, zaba. I called it this morning. You got angry. There. I'm way over 30 years old. What are you doing? Azobo, zaba, zaba, zo, azaba, zobo, zibi, zo. When I used to do that, he would dance. I hold him in my hand, folks. When I held him at the time, and I was saying Zobos, he goes like that. He started dancing. I Zobos Zabas. I can't hold him anymore, folks. He's way taller than me. He's way bigger than me. But happy birthday, son. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. You make us all proud. Thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, folks. That's my son, Samson Jaruto. He's over there in Pittsburgh. He's a big time musical person. You saw that I don't know how I can't play music, but the thing he does with the conducting, my uncle Paiboto, he couldn't read or write, but bring any music. He was a band leader. He was a leader of the Liberian National Band in Liberia from 19 until he died. He was teaching the band. He was teaching them music. He was a warrant officer. He could have been a lieutenant. He could have been a colonel. He could have been a general, but he couldn't read and write. True story. Hey, yeah. And I kind of think if people go ahead right here talking about buried dead and buried dead. Hey, yeah, our people. You know what happened? True story. My uncle, who was also his father, but his son Robert Toll became one of the best musical person in Liberia. The IE Mighty Barrow, that Rabato follow I'm talking about. But anyhow, this man and another guy who also from Grand Gita, Mr. Dian, they couldn't read or write. So Totman could not promote them to corner or any position. So, true story. So Totman asked them to bring another crying guy, younger man, but that can read and write, who was educated. So they brought one guy they called Banto. If you hear about Mayor Banto back in the days, they took him and they made him major. He graduated from LU. They made him major. But he was just there. But these two guys were controlling the national, but they couldn't read and write. And they made my uncle warrant officer. And of course, Dion also was warrant officer. But my son now, he's musical, whatever you call it, Gazunia. Samson told like bro public. I want to thank all of you. Yeah, my auditor, thank you very much for tuning in. Say if you care, if you're less busy, join. I say if you're less busy, you see how I put in like bro public radio now. That means if you're less busy, then join. Oh, but you're busy, don't join. Oh, but anyway, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. I believe there's somebody. Okay, the person is not there now. When you come by, you ready put your hand up. Let me speak my little Tabata here, folks. Yeah, yes. Washing from Lofa Nima border. Nima and Lofa had a common border, my viewer. When yeah, do. Yeah. You see what I'm doing? I'm drawing the map of Liberia, folks. You see, I go like this. I come from Maryland. I go up Cape Mount. I put that curve in there. Then I go up Lofa County. I come down. Then I draw Nima, go wrap around Lofa County a little bit. Then I come down. You see what I'm doing now? I put Grand Gita here. Then I come down all the way back to. Oh, I can still draw the map, man. Anything small. uh, thank you, guys. We want to appreciate all of you again. This what is happening in Liberia. I will be talking about a chief justice appointing chief justice. Look at him, man. I'm moving from here, man. If I owe you, gonna grant you that, gonna total, I will pay you. That's why I used to tell the student loan people, gonna total, I'll pay you that. When they got ready for me, they play. I was begging. I beg you. Don't you not take my money? I will pay you back. Quick. Samson, but I don't hide anything. I just tell you what I want to tell you. What do you do? You gotta tell you my secret. What you say? You when you get over me, that my secret will be, you will get my secret, they are scared of you. Eh? Our own student loan money. I tell the people that they can't do total, they can't get their money. I'm paying them fasting. I owe them 2,000. I'm paying them. I said, I don't pay you. Then when I got a job in California, they found out I got a job. They even contact me. They went straight to the payroll. They said, we want Ghana, they say, man, money. The payroll wrote me. I said, let me call them. I said, I beg you. How about I owe? They said, because you pay of 2-3 years, you owe 4,000. I said, how much you want me to pay? We're not total who are here now. So the American part that one thing I love about the country, you I buy, they pay you back. You I good, they pay you back. The people will never mean you with payness. Let me bring in Sissy Goyer, who is joining me. Sissy, thank you for joining. I know you not that you're less busy, but thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Again,
I haven't been with you for a long time, so I just want to come in and pop in for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Sometimes on a very serious note, when I'm going to subject matters, that let me bring it. My man, you see, I want to hear about. Okay, all right. Let me bring in Robert Ezango. I got to be very careful with him. I have to bring in. Let me bring in Robert. Yeah, I'm forgetting. I was
My
saying.
boss say,
No,
man, Samson, man, better tell you be quiet. So say,
no, I was saying you the soul. I can't deal with you. I can't deal with you. I was saying you the soul. You go and stay with Mr. Soul. I think that's it.
If it helps you, Robert, at one point in time, I need to happy person too. So if you just stay on inside, you're still taking for inside for your side. How you doing, Mr. Azango?
I'm not bad, but man, not bad. I'm trying to get your number from them, man. You say you're not good to me, so
I will. You get access to the chat. To our,
no,
the
you
chat
give me no time.
no, on StreamYard, the chat on StreamYard.
No, that's what you tell me. You mean a stranger? What you do so?
The man restricting me everywhere.
The man restrict your movement.
The man restrict me. The man said the people listen to me, so he won't keep it to himself.
I want him number. I say I got a number.
But now I'll find a way I'll send it to you on Facebook.
Yeah, get in touch with So. He got my number.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining tonight. We're going to be talking some serious stuff here as usual. But I want to thank Rescue 1 is called in Rescue 2. This subject is going to be important tonight. But let's start on this here, folks. By the way, let me ask you, Robert. Is there anything on your plate that you feel like talking about before we move on to
quickly? I'm glad you asked. Look, I'm not saying there are a lot of rumors out there. I don't know the source of the rumor, but I'm not saying there are a lot of rumors out there that the representatives are going to be arrested tomorrow. That is totally untrue. That is a false rumor that's out there. Maybe I need to explain this again to our viewership so they will not panic, because there are a lot of hype being put out there for sensationalism, and it's not true. The gentlemen were indicted. We know they went to jail. A bond was set. The issue was before the Criminal Code A. The prosecutor came to Criminal Code A and said, based on the value of the damage, based on the value of the damaged building, the bond that was set was not sufficient. So therefore, he wanted this bond issue to be taken into consideration. The judge in Criminal Code A rightfully said, this is not a jurisdiction for that. Go back to the jurisdiction that set the bond and you're ironing it out. So they sent the files back to the magistrate court. They went back to the magistrate court. That was ironed out. Everything is cleared. There is no bond issue. So what's happening at this point is the file is going to be sent back to Criminal Code A. All Criminal Code A is going to do is commence the trial. So there is no arrest that's imminent. There's nothing that's going on as far as that is concerned. All these rumors being floating around out there. So let's just make the record clear. That's what we do here. We provide facts. We provide evidence if need be. We try to be straight up with our viewership, and that's what I like. Now, what happens subsequently is that the judge in Criminal Code A will then accept the file, and this is important. The prosecutor got 5 days to respond. in America is called discovery. The 5 days means that now they have to show all of the evidence, share the evidence with the defense, the evidence that they believe they have that warrant jail time for these people. So that's what discovery is. So when it reached to that point, what I suspect that the defense counsel will do, they probably will ask the judge, well, this is not going to start until the October term of court anyway, right? So what I expect the defense counsel is going to do, they're going to ask the judge of criminal court A to expedite it, mean fast track it, move the case from the back of the schedule and bring it up front. Let it be the first case that the judge look into. That'll be at the discretion of the judge. But again, I just want to be clear here. There's no arrest that is imminent. I don't know where those rumors are coming from. Nothing's happening tomorrow. We're just all waiting to see what's going on. But that is the process. That's how it's going to play out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Zanko. Thank you very much. Sissy, let's go. Let's go to you. What's on your plate, sir?
No, I like that. I like the perspective that Azango brings here but for me, I hope he has the energy because I started the same way with fact checking people, and there are many more noise makers than people who want to hear the fact, right? And so you find out that you close the other hole on this side and somebody open another one on the other side before you go close the 5 more now open. And this is about people who think that they're just going to throw a bunch of stuff out there, and we get tired. You just get this fatigue of correcting them, and you just go, you know what? I ain't even wasting my time on it. Some of us sadly have fallen into that, and I like that you still have that spirit because it is necessary. There are people who have not come to terms that they lost an election. I supported the Oregon. We came with about 1%.
Right.
I've accepted. I've been through therapy. I've accepted we lost, right? At the end, yeah, what Bloom said, I ain't getting no straw inside no more.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when the government operates, we have to be factual about what they do and then criticize or praise them for what is wrong or what is right. But to just make up story and say, oh, tomorrow they'll be the other side arresting our airport. Therefore, tomorrow we have to arrest her. We are everybody take it as a fact. Simply because somebody in some echo chamber spit it up. But I like the spirit. Mr. Otto, I think you and I have the same thing on our plate is the Chief Justice appointment. But I just wanted to put it in the space that Lofa Kante and Nimba Kante don't have a border.
Thank you.
I was messing with you, Mr. To.
Wait. Oh yes, that
man, that what happened when you go to Total Elementary.
Deputy Minister Doe was on spoon saying that the Lofa Kante and they have a common border to connect.
No, but wait,
drawing the map.
You're drawing the map.
No.
One country is not.
You social study, man. You social study.
Yeah. One country, yeah. Then Nima can go over one country a little bit.
The main premise was that Joseph Boakai selected somebody from the same region and from bordering counties. So when we are doing 2029, we're not complain. So I said, wow, this is a man who got a bachelor's in Liberia. That's geography. Well, anyway, so I keep messing with him. I keep saying all my parties are at the border of Lofa and Nimba County. Whatever I'm doing right now is what we're working. But I think I'm interested in hearing from the Chief Justice.
Thank you.
Yeah, but Samson, just to piggyback a little bit on what City just said, the issue of the Chief Justice, I think the concern that some people have about that also is that the authority of the Chief Justice to appoint the judges. So the Chief Justice, in his reasoning, will decide which judge sit on which court, especially at the circuit level, because they move them around. So depending on the kind of cases that they anticipate, especially 2029, he will have the ability to put certain judges in certain court. You understand where I'm going with this. So we'll see.
Okay. So we're going to start with the Chief Justice. And there's certain things that I'm going to be reading later on. The Chief Justice, from just that little piece that I read and his argument, I don't want to jump the gun here, but I think the Senate need to do their work. Okay, the Senate need to do seriously do their work. Let me say, let me look at, let me, and this is what I'll just read a little part, but the more information that I'm going to get later on, I will come out with it. He said, Justice Wade argue during the Flanty Kofa situation. This
Mhm.
is what he said: slap in the face of justice, slap in. This is a Supreme Court justice, and he has the right to have whatever title he wants. But this is what he was arguing. He said Justice Wicked argued that there was no mandate from the Supreme Court and that the Bill of Information failed to meet the requirement outlined in Rule 5 or whatever number, Part 12 of the revised rule of Liberia. I mean of the Supreme Court. In that rule, in that rule, it says what they give you different category or different requirement that in order for you to meet for the build of information to be accepted or for the Supreme Court to take up that. His argument was the build of information from Flanty Kofa and his people did not meet that. But if you just go in and just put that information into Google, the very first information that will come out, and I will read that. But let's hear from you, Sissy. While I'm looking for this, or if you think I'm going the wrong way that you
I
don't want
think
to follow.
I think you're still fighting this fanatic battle that's been overweight. You need to go to
No,
therapy.
no, no, no. It's not. It's not that, Sissy. No,
No,
seriously.
because Mr. To, even in this great United States, that's the reason you have an odd number of people of justices who serve on the bench, because there will be dissenting opinions.
I agree.
There are rarely unanimous decision in any Supreme Court. And so to hold somebody to say that somehow his qualification is in question because
No,
he had
no,
an opinion that was
no,
different on a
no,
particular case, I
no,
don't see
no,
it.
no, no. That's not what I'm arguing.
So then
That's
what's
not
the
what.
reason for bringing out the Fonati case and his
No, but
opinion on the Fonati case?
hold on. Okay. Go ahead. Talk your Tabata. I will come. The one
No,
back tonight.
why you doing what?
Hold
Let
on,
me help you,
Robert.
Samson. Let me help you.
Hold on, Robert. I need your help. Let me
Okay,
tell you Tabata because I'm ready. I got a cent in my pocket tonight. I
okay.
say, come on, I got a cent for a Gary. Let's go ahead.
For
Keep
me,
talking.
my point is I didn't lay out the premise here. You laid out a Fonati premise. For me, I do believe that the fact that he has been a judge, a justice for a while, he is just as equally qualified since he has now reached the retirement age to be selected as the head of the judiciary as a Supreme Court justice. Now, however, if there are evidence of malfeasance that bars him or disqualifies him for being a Supreme Court justice, I mean, for being the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, then let's put that out in public. But as I see it right now, I really have not seen anything that's a disqualifier for this Associate Justice to be appointed as Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay. So this is what I was saying here. His argument, okay, is that the bill of information filed, and I just brought in Franti Kofa's name because this is where his argument happened. It has nothing to do with Franti Kofa whatsoever. My argument here is what I'm going to be reading to
But the
you.
man has had many opinions besides
Yes,
Fonati.
but this
So why
particular
don't you
one,
pick any one of those?
no, because this particular one
So
here.
you agree with the 99% that you have, only the 1% you
No,
don't.
no, I got a bunch of them here. I'm going to be arguing tonight.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I
No,
want
no,
to
no,
make sure we're not back there.
no, no. I'm just
Relitigating the
no,
people
no,
who
no.
play our
I'm not even going to say any. I'm just arguing why would he say that when he knows very well this is not what his argument about the bill of information is. So his dissenting view was based on the fact that he's saying that the bill of information does not meet the requirement for the Supreme Court to take out anything. Okay, according to the revised rule of the Supreme Court of Liberia, bill of information can be filed to prevent judges or judicial officers from improperly executing the Supreme Court mandate, or to prevent any or authorized interfering with the judgment of the mandate. Okay. Now, in Liberia, particularly within the context of Supreme Court, a build-up information is a procedure tool used to address specific situation related to the execution and interpretation of the court order. If the court order is being interpreted, if somebody interpret the rule wrongly, you can file back to the court for builder information. But his argument is that the builder information has not been met, the requirement for that. And here it's telling us that the part of the requirement is that when somebody is interpreting the ruling of the Supreme Court wrongly, you can go back for the builder information, information.
Mr. Toe, you're comparing apples and oranges.
How is that?
The man did not say that the build information is illegal. What you read is that the build information is a tool and what it can be used for. What the Chief Justice said was that this tool.
He's not Chief Justice yet. Don't put it in your pocket right now.
What the Associate Justice said was that this tool was being used wrongly by the burners of the capital building.
I agree with you.
So he didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Listen, let's do one at a time.
They did not meet the requirement for use.
Let's do one at a time now. Let's do one at a time. This is what he's saying. Let me read that again. Okay? That he said there was no mandate from the Supreme Court and that the build of information failed to meet the requirement outlined in the rules. And in the rules, one of the...
Where are you reading that from? Please share that also. I can read it too. Where are you reading that from?
The one here?
Yeah.
Oh, that from one of the articles about him.
You see that? So it's an article. So where's the source? Because I want to read it on my end too. So I can so you can't just be reading one thing and interpreting it for all. So I can check it out. So if you can give me the source, we can check it out too.
You are an
because we have to make sure that the source also is accurate.
Okay, go in
because
there.
I'm on the Supreme Court website right now.
No. Listeners, go in there and say dissenting view of the Associate Justice. Dissenting view during the Kofar. Just put in a dissenting view and it will come out where he says slap in the face of justice. Okay, so that's his argument. That is the basis of an entire argument that the Supreme Court was wrong in taking on the build-up information because, according to him, the requirement for them to take on the build-up information was never met. And but the reason why they went back because there were your people, majority black, the left-hand speaker. The illegal speaker, since you want to go that way, let's take that route tonight. The illegal speaker and his people were interpreting the Supreme Court ruling wrongly, according to the rightful speaker and his people. Now, or the whatever you accuse them of fire burning or whatever it is, and his people. Not only that, they also were concerned of the interpretation from the justice minister. So they went back. Because that's part of the requirement. Let me read that again. Another requirement for you to seek builder information before the Supreme Court. Okay? In Liberia, particularly within the context of the Supreme Court, just put builder information of Liberia, put it in there too, and we'll show you what I'm saying. A builder information is the procedures, tools used to address specific situations related to the execution and interpretation of the court order.
Mr. To, you came all around, you're not proving nothing.
Why?
Again, I'm just telling you, you are there is a tool to use. Mm-hmm. The man did not say that the tool is illegal.
Okay.
His argument is that the bar for that tool to be used cannot be reached. As a Supreme Court justice, hold on, I know you put it in Google and you were not looking at Google, so you were judging. And Google will tell you everything based on what is.
This is the rule. This is the Supreme Court ruling. I'm not just doing Google.
Supreme Court, you got it on the Supreme Court webpage or you got it from Google? That's the question I'm asking.
Just go. I don't
No, on
have
the
to.
Supreme Court webpage right now, and I'm looking at it.
Oh,
So
you don't. Do you have bill of information?
they don't even have the dissent on their webpage.
No.
So
I mean
that's
bill of information in Liberia. Bill of information in Liberia. How to get it?
on Supreme Court on the Supreme Court
Go
website.
on Supreme Court website. Maybe they will tell you that.
It's
They
not
said
there.
they,
That's why I'm telling you that. That's why I'm
okay.
sitting right now.
Purpose, and scope.
Hold
If you
on,
go to the rule, there's a
Mr.
rule.
Toh.
Wait a minute. Now that
Mr.
you're not
Toh.
reading the rule.
Mr. Toh, I agree with you about the purpose of the Bill of Information.
Okay.
The purpose for which we grade students is to see if they pass or not pass.
Mm-hmm.
And we can argue that now, where do we say you pass? Is it 70% when you reach 69% or 69.5, and a judge says, oh, it's 69.5, we're not rounding up. You not reach the level to pass. And another person say, oh no, we can round up to pass. That got nothing to do with whether the judge is qualified or not. The man did not say, no, hold on, Mr. Toh.
I have not used the word qualification yet. So now you bring it. You want to choose my own. You want to use
Mr. Toh, no, but that's the point. Because here's the point.
I have not said. I have not said.
Samson, wait a minute, one person at a time, Samson.
No. Let him come back. I have not used the word he's using. I have not come to qualification yet.
The point you made, the point you're trying to make to back up the Alamo people is that they themselves were not even legitimate because they were accepting paycheck from a hold on, let me land. They were accepting paycheck from the left-handed speaker, according to you, budget that was passed, and the same justice came out and said that budget was illegal. The same justice,
yes,
right, said that budget was illegal, but apparently that doesn't matter. In the Kofa case, what this man said was that the tool is appropriate. The bar had not been met to use that tool, and that is the opinion of a justice. Okay. That is why he's there.
I agree.
My question is, what is the bar?
The what?
What is the bar? You see, the bar has not been reached. He defined the bar.
And that's the thing is because we don't have the full opinion. This is something that was quoted by a newspaper. So they're not listening to full opinion, right? If I go on the Supreme Court website, I can see the full dissenting opinion.
All right. So, if you go on the Supreme Court website, can you find the opinion from December?
Let me
look for the opinion from December and see what will they vote count on that.
I'm not here for your book.
What he's ruling on, what he's talking about is not even the rule.
I'm helping you here because because my understanding is in that original opinion, he was part of the majority. I think it was a 5-0 in favor of the Speaker of the House.
Yes.
So the question to be asked is, what changed for him?
So,
because the Bill of Information is in layman terms was just there's a lot of confusion going on here. Supreme Court, can you clarify what you guys said?
And that's what the Bill of Information is.
I'm saying, hold on. In that clarification, he changed. So what happened then? Was he right then, or is he right now?
He did not change his clarification. That's the correction I'm trying to make here. He ruled. He was with the majority when they ruled that the majority bloc and the minority bloc were in error in some ways. The minority did not have quorum. The majority did not have the numbers needed to oust Kofa. So it was a unanimous ruling on that.
Right.
Now, for Kofa to go back and say, "Oh, we understand the ruling. Oh,
yes,
y'all come back and explain the ruling to us."
For
him to say,
by Bill of Information.
Hold on, because the smoke was still in Kofa and brain. They didn't understand because they got to begin with burning the capital. So what the man said was that he's not saying that Kofa was wrong. He's not going back to say the ruling we did was wrong. All he's saying is for you to come to us now to interpret a ruling. You have not met the bar required for us to interpret our ruling. That's
Thank you.
Here's the thing.
Those are two different things.
No, hold on. One in the same. Because
no, they're not. One of them is he ruled.
Okay, hold on. Let's do one at a time. Let me do
this. The purpose of filing a Bill of Information was for clarity. And the reason it was for clarity was because when the Supreme Court originally did their ruling, they did it in very legal language that the majority of the nation did not understand. They did it with the understanding, that lawyers would have understood what they meant by ultra-virus, etc., etc. But because there was some confusion because of that. And people and led Coons faction to say, no, we won. That's the purpose why Kofa went back with his team, went back and said,
Yes.
Your Honor, we're applying to you guys to clarify.
Yes.
Clarify
Yes.
what you guys said. And that was the purpose for the
Let me step in. No, I gotta step in, guys. I gotta step in. Say, Victor point clarification, yes. Your point, the man said we have not met the bar. Therefore, you can't come to us. Good point. The point here is this. According to builder information requirement, the requirement that you have to meet in
Where are you reading that from?
I'm just telling you.
But
you can't just tell people.
You can't just tell us on it.
Okay, I read it from Total.
Man, you told them to book people here now.
Take it or leave it from
You can't just go Google something because what happened in one case, in one
it or
court,
leave it from Total. Take it or leave it from Total. That's what I said. In Liberia, it says. What I from Google and not from another issue. They may calling me to give me money. Says it then wasting my time. I can't answer the call.
Something. Hold
on. I mean, Mr. Rawa Zango, I'm talking about money business. Where you coming from? Let me finish. Right. Okay. So here's the thing of it. Says it on a very serious note. It says builder information. Okay. I'm not even talking about the requirement. His argument is. Yes,
the requirement?
Hold on now. His argument is we already interpret. He's saying that for Supreme Court to accept the builder information, there's no mandate. The requirement has not been met. So for us to accept it, we're doing injustice. That's his argument. The point was the builder information in the rule. According to the rule, the Supreme Court rule, one of the requirements is that if the Supreme Court ruling is being misinterpreted, that is the requirement to seek a builder information. One of them. If if the enforcement of the interpretation, yes, another one here. When there is ambiguity, confusion, or obstruction regarding its interpretation. That's one of the reasons to ask for builder to go for builder information, and the whole thing was deplete with that. That's all it did. Confusion.
Just when I run circle, you get confusion on us. Because again, so here's the thing I will tell you. Here's one thing I will tell you. It's every case that people went to the Supreme Court, and two parties left from there and said we don't understand it. We'll go by and file a builder information, and the Supreme Court has to go back and rule to explain all of this ruling because two litigants they both misinterpreted it. That would be a problem. And that is why the Supreme Court puts in place certain benchmark that has to be met. And if there's justice is arguing that benchmark was not met, doesn't necessarily mean that he's changed his argument that the ruling that
that's not my argument. I'm not arguing that.
All he's telling you is that every time you come to us with George case, you can't go to all we agree to come out, we explain it to you. You can't do that for everybody. We have requirements. You have not met the requirement. That is what he said. And as of today's date, hold on. As of today's date, the learned lawyer who was disbarred in Libro, who burned the Capitol building, did not come out one day to say that
who burned the Capitol building?
Who burned the Capitol building?
Brother took over.
What the evidence you got?
Supreme Court right now.
You and Terry want to bring Alamo toy.
I remember the Alamo. I went to school in Texas. I know the story of the Alamo, so I remember
exactly. Now there's a man you can talk to. So what is it?
Yeah,
and I know. We'll talk about Alamo.
Both of you from Texas.
The disbarred lawyer, the disbarred lawyer, never came back to ever argue.
You were disbarred where?
You were disbarred here in the U.S.
You got evidence of that?
Oh yeah, I'm clear in federal record. You were disbarred for theft.
Share with me.
I will share with you.
Okay, that's not my issue right now. That's not my argument. My point is
that. So now you don't want to be calling people and he says left-handed. He's saying calling people left-handed. So here's the point: is this is the lawyer?
But did he not put on the left hand?
But there's nothing in the Constitution that say you got to put your right hand up.
No,
Nothing.
I don't want that. But you see, that one thing. You see, you're
There
mathematician.
was
You all
nothing in the
let to
Constitution that
jump.
says that.
You all let to jump because you already figure that on a number 9.
There was
If you say
nothing
number
wrong with
9,
that.
then there's something you.
There's
Well,
nothing wrong with that.
I didn't. I said left
That-
hand.
yeah.
Then you jump in and you say,
They-
is there anything in the Constitution? I didn't
did
even
Kofa,
ask the
okay, so
Constitution.
you see, now if I ask the same question to you, you will run away. When I say, did Kofa get this bar in the US? You said, that argument we're having. We're all
No,
jumping
no,
around.
okay,
You
let's
see that?
go on. Let's
So
go on.
the point of the matter is that even the lawyers that were representing Kofa did not come out to say that justice the justice erred when he said that they didn't meet the bar. The point there is this is a 5-member bench. There are going to be dissent. One man look at this thing and say you didn't reach the level we need to reach for you to come back to us, and that's the part that's going to be a disqualifier.
Yes. Let me break it. Let me break your
I'm not be Chief Justice.
Let me.
So my
You see that you
question-
ready to
my
jump
question
again?
to
You
you
ready
is
to jump
what-
again?
But no, hold on now. My question is, now that you talk about the bar, where is that bar? It seems like that bar is somewhere we don't know.
That is what we-
Let me finish.
Mhm.
The second thing here is there are other things that will love for the Senate to look at, not just that one record. We need to look at his judicial temperament. We need to understand the decisions he made in prior cases. He wasn't just associate justice, but exactly my point. He was inside. He worked at NEC. He was a lawyer at the NEC. What was his role he played during the Liberty Party NEC situation a few years back when there were questions about legitimacy? Remember on CDC, they said CDC won him. Bronski charge. Right, what was his role he played? He was at NEC at the time. He happened to work other places. So we need to look at his record and not this one thing.
I agree, and that's the point I was making, right? I said, if you want to look at his man's record in totality, that's fair. But to come and cherry pick this one piece,
No, not cherry picking. I'm just telling you.
That's it. Because the point here is that the point I'm making is that even in this very Kofa case, there is a point where this particular judge even opined that the budget that had been passed under Speaker Kuhn, first time Speaker Kuhn, was illegal because he agreed with their ruling at the time that Kofa was the speaker. So this man was opining on that, saying that this was illegal, at the same time saying that Kofa had not reached the bar. For me, this is somebody that's able to compartmentalize and look at different issues differently. I don't have a problem with people looking at his judicial temperament. That's fair, right? But you cannot come and pick one case where the man have ruled in favor and say, oh, by the way, according to my interpretation, you did not reach the bar. That is an argument I have. What was the bar?
My argument.
What was the bar to reach? That's an argument I have.
My
now somebody
argument
who
here.
bring our capital the thing and
Say
go by
my argument. You can say all that. It's not going to move anybody
A
here.
person is innocent until proven guilty.
Now for me,
We're not in a court of law here. This is
What am I not
Samson.
justice? You keep saying the man bring the building down.
I don't want to mute
Hold on a second. Not gonna let Let's take this. Let's say you're right, Sissy. The man bring the building down. But your own police, I'm not listening to you right now.
I'm a police. Calibrate and stop police.
Okay, all right. You're talking with Kenya. Of course. I was soon even put in the back set.
Peter Richard King and said,
we hear anything you say. All that
we didn't point down.
You hear what I say? The man you tell you all the men put you in the bag, you're still talking.
That's all right, no problem. No problem. But you hear me now. The own police director came and said the building burnt down.
We're not going to look. Listen, guys. Listen, we're not going to relitigate the issue.
But then why you bringing out the building?
Hold on. Listen.
You could have talked about many different things, but they want.
No, listen. Let me tell you. I explained to both of you before, but apparently, and I say apparently because I don't know. Apparently, both of you came here with a rock hiding behind your hand already.
No, right hiding behind my hand.
So the only thing
I'm in your favor. I'm on the man. I'm in your favor. You see, that's
what I'm saying. Because both of you guys have rock hiding behind your hand already, behind your back. So anything now and that's exactly what happened. I came on. I said the reason why I'm saying this is not because of the man qualification or what have you. That's not it. But this is the statement he made. Let's compare that to the ruling to the rule that he himself made reference to. And that's all my argument. That he's saying that there are requirements, and that the Supreme Court, the Bill of Information request from Kofa and people, and as soon as he heard says he heard Kofa, hey, you hear the defend Kofa, like the first thing he said. So the right was already behind him, we're already on his side now. So you coming in, he said, okay, let me throw my own right away, and then that's the Raka trying to calm down. But let's move on. On a very serious note, guy.
By the way, I just posted. Zongo didn't get access to this. Zongo, you saw well. In the chat room for the show, I just posted the Supreme Court rules on everything from Bill of Information.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah,
it's in there. The second one.
Where?
No, but man,
in the private chat. When you click on the private chat and
okay, do me a favor, sister. You know me. I don't have no.
I will send it to you. I will email it to
you.
No.
I don't want it to that. If I'm wrong, I will eat crow. Nothing, no shame here. I always to explain to you. I'm older than you, but it has nothing to do with LPR. I can born you. It has nothing to do with LPR. Read that thing. If I'm wrong, I will eat crow.
It's a 26-page stuff.
No, just read the
I will look for it. Let you go ahead. I will get to the rate. I'm googling for
all right. So I'm not arguing about his qualification. My argument here about him tonight is for us to look a little bit deeper. There's another case about him that have to do with Bernie Samaka. Are you guys familiar with that? Okay. Where he took Bernie Samaka, and this is the judicial temperament that Mr. Robert Zanko talked about earlier that people need to get into. Here is a man who is now being nominated to be Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. Listen to the opening here. He says, he said, Associate Justice Destiny, blah, 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 fire back, maybe someone comes and said, even former President Salif could not save him. Okay? He went on to explain how Bonnie Samaka was hiding behind President Weah and all that. This is a man that sits at the top right now of the judiciary system. What let me President George Manneh, we are Supreme Court nominee, blah blah blah, says even if former President Johnson Sirleaf had testified, it would not have saved former Defense Minister Bernie Samaka conviction, as reported by. So if you're going to make that kind of pronouncement, what is a law that you're quoting here? Or what was the violation that you're saying that even if the former president was to come and testify on behalf of Bernie Samaka, that would not have saved him? What was it? There was no quotation on that. There was no law, to say this is a law according to this law. What Bernie Samaka said, he said this, and he's in violation of X, Y, and Z. And because of that, even if President Sirleaf was to come and testify on his behalf, he was still going to be convicted. There's nothing.
What was the context of their comment? Was it before the ruling? After the ruling? Was it?
Yeah, after the ruling.
Was he being asked by journalists somewhere?
After the ruling. Mm-hmm. He was responding to Bernie Samaka making some accusation against him.
What was the accusation?
And that he was not a fair judge. So
for me, I think when Azango is talking about judicial temperament, he's looking at how people rule on issues.
Let me give you this. Let me give you the context. Mr. Samaka's comment is based on a ruling made by Councilor Besige when he found Samaka guilty of stealing soldier funds.
Yeah, but what was Samaka's comment now? What was the comment?
Okay. Samaka said the nominee was too corrupt to serve on the Supreme Court bench.
So Samaka accused him of being corrupt before he got to the Supreme Court bench.
Yes.
And he had already ruled on I'm trying to understand. He had ruled on the Samaka case already.
Yes.
And so he was speaking on defending his character of being corrupt and say, even if Ellen had come and testified for Bernie Samaka, Samaka would have still been found guilty. There was,
Yeah,
is that right?
that's a true statement. But my
Okay.
point there, my
Mhm.
point here is this: as a justice or somebody, a judge, if you're going to make that declaration that you believe, because that wasn't part of the case. You believe Manasali never testified, but you believe as a judge, if you have that kinds of belief of somebody that was before your bench, to say even if this person come and testify, he was still going to be found guilty. What
The,
then? What does it not give your hand as being
the reason
prejudiced
I asked
against?
for context, the reason I asked for context is because during the Brownie Samuka case, there were a lot of people out there. In fact, Brownie Samuka said he acted upon the orders of the president. And
Yes.
there were many people saying that the president should have gone. He should have called his lawyer should have called the president as a witness, and he refused. And so it is within that framework that judge that at the time is responding that if Ellen had come, he didn't just take that from thin air and say Ellen, they didn't call Ellen and say Ellen had just come. And that's why I kept asking for the context, because the context matters.
Okay, let me go on now.
The
Let me
issue,
go on.
the issue of judicial, one second, the issue of judicial temperament for me shows that the gentleman vacillates. He's on one side today, he's on the other side tomorrow. He's going to the position, they nominated him for a position of leadership. If he's vacillating like in this situation, how can we trust his judgment? How can we trust his temperament? You understand? For me, that is an issue, and I think that's one of the issues the Senate should look at, among other things. But I think that's very important.
But Sissy, just to do fair for the incoming justice, chief justice as well, he said. But in my interpretation of the law, he says, even if the president had appeared to testify, I would have still ruled against. I would have still ruled as I did. Now, when you say that, this is my point now. In your interpretation of it, what law? Which one of the law that you apply to convict this guy?
Amen, Mr.
That,
Toll.
I want
Amen. The man is
African.
being asked by journalists, and he's
Yeah.
saying he has interpretation of the law that he used to. He's not. So he should say, according to penal law, this, and penal law, that, and list everything in an interview, and not just summarize and say according to the
I
law,
will hope
according
so.
to the
I
way he
will hope
interpreted
so.
it.
I will hope
I'm
so.
begging you, man.
I
In
will
fact,
hope
your
so.
rescue two in the back, he said, "I'm bringing it on."
Oh, rescue! Oh, I didn't even see him. Rescue 2. Thank you. Okay. Tabata open now. Y'all bring it on now. Y'all bring it on.
What
But
about
anyhow,
that man got nothing yet. What you got here?
okay.
We're sitting with
So,
giants tonight. You talking about Tabata?
okay. We're not afraid of y'all. That one thing.
Now, not we
So,
your business, yo. You bumbling around right now trying to help you. You want me to help you? All right, go ahead.
no, but
They
no,
may know
your
you
own,
didn't help him. He and Louis.
You know the man from Total,
no, but your own help. Your way you are helping. I was not on that side a little bit.
but
You
not
see?
man outside. You know,
You're helping with a little
I'm
bit
trying to help
outside of
you.
what you know. So I was not taking your help that way.
Okay.
Look,
But
let
Terry,
me say one last thing before Terry comes in, right? On the issue of judicial temperament, I am 100%, not just even for this one case, for this one justice that's being promoted to become chief justice.
Right.
I think everybody else in the entire liberal government apparatus, if they're being renominated for something and they went back to for confirmation hearing, a lot more thorough judgment has to be rendered by the Senate. We found that out in the Wambudiki case, right? Remember Wambudiki, that guy who meandered his way through until one fine day when they moved it out to somewhere else, then people started finding out that, oh, but even though we confirmed this guy before, he should not have been confirmed.
Right.
So chances are, and I don't know this, but chances are that there might be some judicial things that he had done before, some rulings, some malfeasance, whatever he was accused by Brani Samukai of being corrupt. Maybe Samukai has record of that. If those things are in the public glare, I think the Senate needs to look at that critically, not just say, oh, because the man is a Supreme Court judge, therefore he deserves to be automatically confirmed as Chief Justice.
That's correct.
My point, however, is that we have to be fair and impartial. It has to be open. It can't be with somebody carrying the water for somebody else and trying to dump it on his head. That's my point I'm making. But I agree with you. If somebody does not have, for me, I'm okay with people wavering because I think if you're a justice, you can't just hold one strong position and say, I'm 100% conservative or I'm 100% liberal. You have to be able to look at a case and make decisions based on that. That's just me. You know, somebody else will look at it differently. But I think if he's not operating in the scope and the confines of the rules that governs judges, from the time he was a judge all the way through, or even when he was even a lawyer, has he stolen client money before? Has he done something misappropriated people think before? All of those things, they're fair game to come up. And
when you have a situation where in one ruling he comes on one side, it's not a different case. It is the same case. And then he vacillates, he goes on the other side because they ask for clarification.
But this is why I disagree with you.
I don't think that's a vacillation. I think it's two different things.
This is why I disagree with you.
It's the same case.
No, it's the same case.
The decision was made in December.
Two different things. He ruled one as illegal. I don't want to say, I'm here to explain your study lesson to you. Go back and come at it all.
That put him in the.
All right, Terry, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you, Terry.
You want me on the show? You want me on the show? Don't be you can have your shoulder yourself, man. Don't do that.
When I call your attention, you gotta look at me.
But your voice low, man. I think you got giants on the show tonight.
You better cut to my side. You see, they make it meeting too. You better join my side.
When I call your attention, you look at the liberal. Okay, thank you. When I call your attention, let's look at me.
You want attention? All right, we'll find baby bottle to get you see because you want attention. Yeah, man.
This is not going to be my night. Mr. Robert Zango, tomorrow the show you're going to come on tomorrow. No, you can't go to toe with him. You can't go to toe with him.
He remember say last time on the Constitution, Article 1, Article 3.
You come and bring it back again. I come and meet you again. You come and bring it back again.
The man wait there until if I hear the one the reason.
Okay, let me bring in Terry. Terry, thank you very much for joining us. I think tonight is going to be a wonderful show. I mean, all of us here, with Joker Lack, so I appreciate all of you. But Terry, what's on your plate?
All the fighting you're doing, then you ask me what on my plate.
Even want to know where's so.
Terry, let me tell you this. I the B-ball 1, Mr. Zango B-ball 2, say B-ball 3. Oh, you want me B-ball?
Yeah, resting people, they fit that for rest. Then I want people to B-ball nothing.
Terry, let's hear from you.
I don't want to put, to make the conversation cool because I don't want to come from a different angle because a lot of things happen today.
There we can
so I don't want to talk about it, but what you guys are on, I would just put in my own list something there because what I'm reading here, even though our senior brother sister said we're not supposed to read anything that is not on the Supreme Court website, but the Chief Justice, the basic guy, he says something. He says it's a slap in the face of justice. That's what he told the majority opinion. I think you read that, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Make a point.
So it's a slap in the face of justice for defying logic and potentially threatening government stability by effectively declaring the 2025 budget illegal.
And so he said on that he decided to vacillate.
So he called for
why are you going to inject your words in there, Victor? Mr. Zanko? The man is trying to speak. Now you're trying to get him language of word to use.
The man is right.
But why are you using vacillation? We're feeling with that vacillation.
As long as stay there with me, that vacillation, that brush is broken.
Now the Constitution yesterday.
We're going back to the Constitution.
You say what that Constitution thought. That Constitution thought that you can win it. That Constitution thought you can win it. That Unitarian stuff, you can't win nothing.
My man, I don't take my money and put it in the book and ship it and put on read it. I can read my book, bro.
Okay. You can't win that talk.
Right.
You will not win
we'll iron that out. Terry, let's hear from you.
That one says it holding you. You can win that one.
I
Don't
was
go
not
there.
here. He can't hold me.
But no,
I
that
hear now.
particular
Let's
area
talk
there,
now.
that particular area you went in,
Mr.
you can
Curran,
win
go
it.
ahead, make
Then
your
forget about that one.
point. Make
But
your
but
My
point.
man,
but
my man.
but what I want to
When
what I want to
anything
say.
for the ground ahead. What you talking about?
Anyway, you two can go there. Me, I will not put my
So
money inside.
My man, yeah,
let's
my
hear
bro.
you.
You know, yeah, the thing say man moving, man dropping. Y'all need to be dropping. We
Ah,
Go
moving.
okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
No problem. I'm waiting to
Go
drop
ahead.
because me, I like talking already.
Go
But let
ahead.
yeah. It call for reconciliation, basically decline to sign the majority opinion and urge the current or future court to revise. See why the paper selected it,
No,
man.
we still need to revise what? Revise what?
Revise the ruling.
To revise the potentially to revise and potentially overturn the ruling.
Okay, good. That's very good. Now, Mr. Sisse, that
They
decision
know
originally,
JB
let
did
me
not
help
make
you. That
mistake
decision
to
originally, right? He was right. In that original decision, there was no comment made about budget, the money. Nothing was made about it. That was in the public sphere. Somebody made an argument from the Kun side that said,
The left hand speaker.
"No, hold on, man. I'm talking." Somebody made an argument from the Kun side that said, "But if you say we are illegal, the budget we pass, I think what Representative and family, that means the budget that we pass, everything illegal. That means all the money, all the paycheck they got is illegal." So that is when he saw it, and then light bulb goes off. That's why I said, what standard did he come from?
So Mr. Zango,
Go
again,
ahead.
I don't think we're arguing about the same things. My point here is that to say that the man said that the bar was not met for him to explain to Kofa what ultra virus meant does not automatically mean that he's taking back his judgment that that decision was wrong, that the actual case that they have won it. He's just saying, hold on, Mr. Hold on,
No,
now.
hold on, Mr. Zango.
You come to me, I give you grade. You understand your grade, you come back to me and say, move for go fast, my understand to interpret your grade. It doesn't mean I'm changing your grade. So the man have ruled. So for me, the other part about what was in the public sphere is not what I'm looking at. His ruling on the totality of the case is quite different than him saying that, yes, you have not met the burden to show up your force to interpret this thing for you. Those are two different things. That's not a vacillation. And look, at the end of the day, I'll say this. On this show, I made that argument here a lot of time that those people who are going to quote saying that the first time speaker, what's his name? Not Cook, what the guy was, Richard Kuhn, was not a legal speaker. I made an argument here that even the very fanatic Kofa is accepting pay from this very illegal speaker. Based on that, I bet that statement at that time, Mr. Toh said, "Oh, you think I won't come to talk here?" Because that became an issue, and I get it. If that swayed this judge to now go back and say, "Oh, because the poor hold their own money, they want to take my vote back." That's a whole different thing. That's vacillation. That's a whole different thing. But to say that I ruled that you were right, and you come back and say, "You understand the ruling as my beginning, you started that teacher, and you with a vacillating." I don't agree on that.
But man, but the
But
law provides, the law
Mr. Zango,
provides the
Mr. Zango,
opportunity for
Mr.
someone to give me
Zango.
clarification.
The law
And it was
provides an
that
opportunity, but there are
clarification
processes and there are guidelines.
All right, guys, let me set the rule. There's not a debate between two of you. There are four of us here, and we're all going to have to participate in the conversation.
My man, you're
So
not
you
from
wait.
Texas, you're slow.
You wait your turn. I will call you, and you're an educated person. Write your thought down. I will call you, and you will respond. What we don't do here, and what we don't want to happen, is to have a debate between two of you. If you guys want to schedule a debate between two of you, I will be happy to do so. Where I
And you
can just be
moderate.
the referee and let it happen,
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
For now, I'm in control. I'm the board chair here, and I'm in control of the show. Let me go to you, Terry. Let's take this thing from them a little bit. My argument was, and like I said, both of them came with the rock in their hand, high behind their bike. They were just waiting for the opportunity to start throwing. And that's exactly what have happened tonight. But let me say this here. Let me say it. My argument, I don't agree with Mr. Exango argument that the man is vacillating. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with Mr. Goyer argument that the man has asked the people to meet a specific requirement and the bar has not been met. That I don't agree with. So both of them, I don't agree with them. My argument is the man the man descending view based on the fact that he's saying the Supreme Court have not met the mandate of a builder information. And in their ruling, the builder information requirement, they have it set a different requirement. And one of the requirement in that builder information, when you're seeking builder information, one of the requirement in that, according to the ruling, is that first, you must be able to prove that the interpretation of the ruling from the Supreme Court is being interpreted wrongly. Yes, the ruling which he himself agree with, but according to Kofa and his people, that the interpretation, the people are interpreting the ruling wrongly, and there's no understanding. And so they want to build information. That was one of the requirements that you have to go through in order to ask for builder information. Another requirement is to stop judges to make wrong ruling. Okay, who bringing the man on here? Oh my goodness. To have the ruling we enjoy ourselves, the whole thing coming to
Go ahead.
look, you see what I mean? The yucky and everything. Look at his son. Look at his son. What you mean? You think I don't know him? Good evening. I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor. Good evening. Thank you for joining.
They're pushing you away now, right?
Yeah, you can have him. You can have him. You can have him. You can have him. When he come on your show, when he
calling you to go to his side.
No, when he come, when Mr. Zango come on your show tomorrow, when Mr. Zango come on your show tomorrow, keep him.
Probably where problem?
No, keep him on your show tomorrow.
Oh, something continue now.
Yeah, okay. So
you got 2 minutes, Samson.
Look at that. Look, I'm running my show, my people. You see what I'm talking about? Why would I want to kick him out?
Because I like busy right now. You vacillating. Go ahead.
You see, a lot of people. He was not satisfied. There he is. Just go ahead.
After this thing here, the opponents did a retirement. He was going to be the next chief justice. So I don't know why is this
says Terry. That's been my argument. You know that these people have, and then the argument that I'm making is, he knows this very well. Why would he argue to say the builder information have not met the requirement? Therefore, now Sese can come at me now, throw anything else. If you're gonna be making these kinds of argument, I think it's a payback for him to be selected or nominated. I think it's a payback. Let's hear from you, Terry.
All the things talking here, that the same thing we talked last night, right? Almost the same thing. And look what happened today at the Supreme Court with Samuel Tour case that we're talking about the influence of the Chief Justice. So if Macy can be, having a decline opinion that Mr. Zango say he's vacillating, and you two have your own opinion on the matter that he's not vacillating, or senior brother Sissy say he's not vacillating. In my view here is that we all trying to struggle to find out whether Igbese is the right man for the job. That is the end game here, right? Correct. That is So whether if he's the right man for the job. And we cannot base only on one opinion from Gbese to make a definitive position that Gbese is not the right man for the job, because we have ties with those profile guys. So we can't be going in cycles, I think. Mr. So you're talking again. But anyway.
No, I don't know what happened. Oh, he's back.
Mr. Zango is an independent voice.
gonna
I
have
just
you
wanted
coming
to,
here out tonight.
and I
No,
think he's
I'm
gonna
here. I'm
go.
not running away. I'm here.
I
I'm
think
here.
he's gonna go on your side, Mr. So, because I was
No,
very
let
frustrated last night when he
yeah.
said he did not take any side in this going election. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's leave that.
That he will stay with Mr. So. He got tomorrow when he go on there, if Mr. So will keep him.
So, 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 so the end game here is this: Liberal and Mr. Azango are on the same page.
No,
Y'all want to tell me or tell us tonight that Bese is not the right man for the job because, according to Mr. Azango, he's vacillating. According to Liberal, how will he say what he's saying and all that kind of thing?
Yeah.
If I'm getting you guys clear.
No, you're not getting me clear.
I'm not quite ready yet to make that
No,
judgment.
you're not getting me clear. What I said that his judicial temperament is what I'm questioning, and evidence of
But
his hold on. Evidence of his judicial temperament is his vacillation on this one issue.
But nobody
I'm
call
sure
you. Nobody
there are
call your
other
name.
things. I'm sure there are other things deeper that we can look at because he has a long history of practicing law in the Republic of Liberia. But on this one issue, when you go with the majority and
what
when the
does that
question
mean?
becomes,
No, but y'all hold on, guys.
What?
Rescue 2, just
I
hold
was
on.
wrapping up, right?
Rescue 2, hold on, Mr. Zango. We have rules. When he respond, I will call you and you can respond.
Rule?
Mr. So, please don't try to undercut my boy authority here tonight. I beg you. Let's hear from you, Mr. So. Let's hear from you. I think I'm gonna have a
But
meeting.
I didn't wrap up. I didn't wrap up.
Oh, you know, okay. Sorry. You're
I-
quite correct. Go ahead and wrap it up.
So my point here, Mr. Azango, is this:
Inconsistent
the both of you are evaluating whether Bese is the right man for the job. That is the end game here.
Mr. Robert Zango, you're gonna have to wait.
Based upon your analogy, that the man from his previous, opinion, he's vacillating. He's not stable. So we can't tell. Yeah, he booga nigga. So we cannot tell what side you on. Which, to me, is saying that you have already prejudged him in your mind that he's gonna fumble. And that is where I'm coming from. I'm not looking at what you're discussing there. I'm looking at the overall reason why you're discussing what you're discussing, which boils down to only one thing I can think about is whether if this guy is the right man for the job.
Thank you.
Can I
Thank you.
respond?
No, Mr. Zango will come to you. Mr. Zango will come to you.
I'm saying you cannot use one opinion from the man analysis or from the man opinion to determine that he's unqualified for the position or he's going to fumble in the future. That's my position.
Let's go to Mr. So. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. What's on your plate?
I want to respectfully yield to Mr. Azango. There were a lot of things there, and he needs to respond.
Thank you.
This is how corrupt.
This is not. We are not in a parliament. We are not in a parliament for you to yield to anybody.
No, it's not a matter. This is how corrupt. This is why. Listen to me. This is how corrupt system starts, and you are one of the chief facilitators of these bad systems. Your guy Terry, you brought him, you were waiting, you were yelling, you were screaming for he to come to join your rescue boat. He's here now, so he's talking his tabata, trying to post spin on some things that the man didn't say.
The same time he's giving to the
But you got it done.
same time he's giving to the man.
Don't worry. I'm running the show.
After him, I will speak.
Okay, thank you. Let's
Now,
hear from you.
now-
No.
They make it me a time.
He's not giving you
That
time.
the
man.
conflictor making you.
Let's hear from you, Sissy. Let's hear from you. That liberal they dealing with. Let's hear from you, Sissy.
The method you see that he gave it to you.
No, he give it to you. You finish using the time. I gave you time. Let's hear from you. Wow.
In serious trouble.
I get my time for a song because this is so funny.
Okay, just send me a message. Say I should take your time, correct? Mr. Paya, thank you so much.
I'm getting on my flat tire again. You say,
Wow. Let's hear from you, Mr. Zango. Let's hear from you.
So I got it time now.
Oh, everybody said they yield to you, so go ahead.
Before you were in flight, you were mid-flight and you didn't land, and then we jump over the
For
the record, let's be clear. The men's hour in mid-flight need to land, and then I got soul time. Then I'll never be
you
my
see
time.
that? He coming out there, boy.
I mean, we double promotion. We got double promotion, yeah.
He coming out all your time.
The man's being water and Nobel Prize. So you're being water and Nobel Prize.
And this is not even Friday. This is just Tuesday. And we got everywhere.
In all seriousness, Mr. Collins, here's the situation. Mr. Tour brought up the discussion on Justice Wissing. And the discussion he brought up was questioning his qualification for the Supreme Court. I then said, correct me if I'm wrong, Samson, I then said, I'm questioning his judicial temperament, among other things. And my example of the judicial temperament is his ability to vacillate on one discussion. These are not two different cases where you rule on one, rule on the other. He agreed with the majority on one thing. The COFI group said, please give explanation to the public because the lawyers that you gave this instruction to in the initial stage didn't understand it. So because of that, it is causing chaos over here, and con people think that you have ruled in their favor. So one clarification, that was the purpose of the bit of information. Then when it came for the Supreme Court to give that clarification, he changed course. Right in the middle of the game, he changed course and he said all the other things he said. So that goes to his qualification. If you take just that one issue, that question his judicial temperament, his ability to stay on course.
So he can be trusted.
Hold on now, man.
Hold on.
He changed course, so he can't be trusted.
Hold on, rescue two.
Why you are intercepting me while I'm on?
Rescue two, hold on.
Now. If you want to say it that way, okay? He can't be trusted. We can't trust his temperament. So at the end of the day, if we cannot trust him on this one thing, what else can we look at in his background, all of his other decisions that we can trust? Because remember, he was a replacement judge. We need to look at those cases, or the Senate need to look at these cases and see his decision pattern. I don't know about corruption.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you.
I'm not yielding to you something. My time. I don't want to answer your question. When I finish, I'll point the ball to Sue because you know that time coming.
So then when you say use time, then again, we have to know.
So at the end of the day, we need to say he has shown his vulnerability or shown his inconsistency on staying on one decision.
Wow, you're using the adjective, then you're using, I don't agree with it.
You may not agree with it, but you need to understand. We need to look at all of the other cases that he has passed judgment on and look at the habit and his pattern of passing judgment. Now, Mr. So, I yield it back to you.
Thank you. Let me ask you this. Mr. Zango. Let me ask you this. You always, Mr. So, you have no time. Let me ask you this, Mr. Zango, and make it brief. You're only going to answer for 30 seconds, and I'll cut you off.
Okay, I'll do 15. I'll get it 15 or so.
Okay, let me ask you this. I'm feeling forgetting what kind of question.
All right, you ask me this.
No, but you really got me off balance tonight. Mr. Collins, Sister Goya, let's come to you. Sister Goya. You give your time earlier. The question that is coming here is this just we say, from your perspective, do we know anything to make these kinds of declarations as to whether he's qualified or not? Do you think we are at the point yet?
Well, me personally, I don't have enough information yet, and there's not enough in the public sphere for me to say he's not. The fact that he has been confirmed before gives him a lot of edge to say he might get reconfirmed because, and again, but this is Liberia where people who are not supposed to get confirmed gets confirmed. There's nothing in the public sphere for that. Where I do disagree with my brother Azongo is that the justice has not vacillated on a one thing. There is one thing, we can talk about one thing in 5 different ways. My daughter comes to me and say, Dad, I was trying to get rice, and Mom said, "Can I get rice? Can I get rice?" Yeah, you can get rice. Who I come back? Dad, can you please come? Is that the rice that is that the one in the brown bowl? About I'm talking to my rice, but move from my face. That doesn't mean that I've said you can't have the rice anymore. The justice ruled. He concurred with the ruling that the majority of bloc was in error. So that was a ruling. Put it out, ultra virus, they put some better term in it, I don't care. They got lawyers who did not understand ultra virus. Apparently, they were from the border between Lofa and Nima County. They show up.
This guy is ridiculous.
They were from so, they show up and say, "We didn't understand the terminology in here. Can you please break it down for us?" The man say, you didn't do your homework. Go check your dictionary, other thing before you come to me. The fact that I don't go back and explain terminology to you does not mean that I've taken back my ruling. Those are 2 different things. And that's not a vacillation, in my opinion, and the way I understand it. So,
but then you understand this wrong, Mr.
Mr. Exango, you are not recognized.
Mr. Exango, those are 2 different things, and the fact that
you're not 2 different things,
Mr. Exango, you are not recognized.
The fact that you're not willing to compartmentalize them says a lot. But for me, the way I look at them, they're 2 different things. One is a ruling, and one is an interpretation.
Okay, I respect your opinion. I
respect your opinion. Mr. Exango, you have to be recognized.
From the Supreme Court that will affect
Mr. Exango, you have to be recognized. You have to be recognized.
I
tell you, you have to be recognized. You have to be recognized.
Your example of a child explain that then the man do wordplay.
Mr. Robert Exango, you have to be recognized. If we cannot be recognized, we will mute people. I'm not playing on that. Because here's the reason here. We have to talk one at a time.
You take too much time trying to explain. Now you explain I want before. Just recognize somebody now. Let somebody else talk.
Well, the Bureau of Information, 85 Bureau of Information, man.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Who you want to recognize now? Recognize somebody.
I come to open the line, sir.
When you open the line, you don't want got the phone to ear. You can talk, decide who to talk. One day, nobody that doing something good tonight.
But I'm not making the fight today.
I told you the making with a rap. Yeah.
The men having a battle for you for a while. So
not between Lofa and
I know.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's change topic. So quite recently, President Baka, we spoke on that yesterday about this reconciling Liberians by way of these reburial of the leaders, former leaders, late leaders of the Republic of Liberia. President Baka, being the president himself, who having to have the opportunity to work for these 2 late leaders of the Republic of Liberia, have decided to go on this tour of unifying the spirit of the country. The question, and I'll start with you, Terry. The question that I have, and I'll start with the rescue train. I'll start with you, Terry. The process that the president is going on here, do you think, first of all, do you believe that Liberians are ready for the reconciling process here?
Well, it's not a matter of being ready for it. It's a matter of bringing it and see whether if they are ready. I don't think people can ever try to get ready for being to reconcile. Reconciliation is something that have to take place. You have to bring it. You have to bring it on, and then people will see how best they can fit in. And I think the president is doing just that. My own disappointment was with the former president that he was not there today, even though the former vice president was there, as I learned, and many other people were there today, but he was not there. I think that was an historical event. that people should have put away their differences and all of that. Huh?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
Yeah, he
so
went to the border.
so he was not, and I thought that that was a bad political, you know, move on his part, because you see the old Conquer people then there, the American Liberian people, the old man then, even EJS, they were there. These are people that can talk for you when election time come. And we got a tradition when it comes to funeral in Liberia, burial, all the kind of thing, especially this kind of memorial that comes once in a blue moon. Okay, we agree. You and the family of former Doe people were having problems, so you didn't attend. That it's not understandable. I don't understand who the PR that getting advice to do that, to not attend, but they agree that your family people you will settle it tomorrow. But this one, how about this one? This one involved people that died, the late, Tolbert, they killed all those people. So, I thought that was a disappointing aspect. And I think President Boca is scoring some political points on this one. And maybe people may not like to say it, but he is scoring some deep political points that will live on with him for the next coming years.
Thank you. Let's go to Sissy. Sissy, and then we'll go to Mr. Soy as well. Where do we start and where do we stop in terms of reconciling Liberians who are now feeling somehow being reminded of this whole new burial process? In fact, sad story. Former superintendent of Grand Judea County, Chris Bailey, during the burial process, he also made suggestion that when Doe was killed, the day Doe was killed, those Doe were captured that day, but there were people. In fact, he said his uncle escorted Doe on a peace founding process across the bridge, and that these people never came back. They all got killed. So how do we deal with those kinds of stuff? Is it in President Tubble Berry? Does that mean all of the people that are really Conan really then and all the other people, the 13 people that they all it's not all in one? If Doe is buried, all of the people, the Liberians that were killed when he went across the bridge, and then alone all of the people that got killed during this, this would now yield everything. How do we deal with this, sister, please? I know you are a mathematician, and I'm not asking you to come here and be a psychoanalyst here for us tonight to give us a healing process, but speak to us, please.
I like to be extra careful when I speak about these issues, and it came up during the Prince Johnson burial issue, because I like to be mindful that there are people who listen to us who are still carrying like raw grief and hurt. And sometimes I tend to intellectualize things, and I don't want to intellectualize anybody's pains, because you got a pain, you got a pain. It is what it is. There's no way to intellectualize that. So I like to be very, very careful. I am, however, concerned, and it's just a concern. And maybe I will wait till there is a full maybe explanation coming from the former president of the Republic, President Weir, as to maybe there might be some reasons. What are the reasons that we are not seeing maybe, right? For which it didn't go. Having erected the PHP park, I think at the site where those folks were shot, why would you not go, to this book signing event? I don't want to judge the former president without hearing from him what the rationale was. But on the issue of everybody else that died, when the president is traveling, and God forbid there is an assassination attempt, and the bodyguards, everybody died, or it's just accident. Boom, the car blew off. The president lies instead. We mourn the president. Everybody else that died, they died. We know you died, but we're not mourning you as a nation. So people who went with the president as bodyguards and everything else, I get it, they lost. But I don't think those folks' expectation is fair that they all should also be memorialized. There are, again, we're not all, we like to believe that we're all equal, but we're not. That's why some people decide how we spend our taxes and some people just give taxes. When Chosen Imabwaka gets sick, we have to fly out of the country. That's why when he's driving, everybody park their cars on the side. I can't go, oh, they made doing this, someone said we can do it, right? And so what I think Ellen started, that didn't end. And I think that's what folks have to look at. I think what they did at the Cowfield massacre, that grave site that's there. I think we have to have these memorialized sites like they did in Rwanda, right? For everybody else, right? So that folks can know I can go to this place. And yes, my person might not be here, but their spirit to me is here. I'm still hurt from Ebola. My sister next to me died from Ebola. That's the one tattoo I got on my arm because she got burned. They weren't burying bodies. I don't know what her body is. So I had to etch a tattoo on my skin to remember her. I got nowhere to go to say I came to talk to her spirit. So I'm just imagining these people who love their loved ones that were with Doe at the port or that were with Torber and other people on the port and everything. I can see that. So I want to be very careful on how I speak about that. But I'm really just concerned on what is the actual calculus that the former president went through that led him to say, I'm not just going to go to Grand Jida and I'm also not going to go to the book signing for Torber. I really want to know that.
Thank you. Mr. So, just let me, and I'm not here to defend the president. I'm speaking from a general perspective. I'm not here to defend a former president. My little brother in Ohio now, when my mom died in Ohio, it took him a lot to even attend his mom's funeral. He's not the type of, he's the type of person who does not like to see dead body or not even be around anything that have to do with death. So perhaps the former president have that kind of spirit within him as well. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that because I know of this, of my own brother, and I just, maybe who knows, I don't know. But let me come to you, Mr. So. Mr. So, with this, I know politically the president is gaining a lot. Politically, the president is getting a lot of political capital out of this, and he's a politician. You expect nothing less. If anybody come out here and say, "Oh, well, be politicizing the barrier," you're fooling yourself. He's a politician, nothing less. He's doing this thing to get vote. Simple. But let me come to you, Mr. So. The same question that I have from Terry. You think Liberians are healed enough to now say, let's put this thing behind the fact that two of our late presidents has been buried. We put that behind us. Or you don't think we're there yet, that you will still have this trouble from time to time among people?
Well, first of all, I want to speak to come to your second question, your question there. Let me speak to the first part and just to add up to what Sister said. I do not buy the assertion, the analysis made by Mr. Collins to say, politicians are very smart people. They are very calculative in getting things done. We do not know what the protocols when it came to this second phase and all of that. Remember, at the end of the day, all of these things are going to boil down to the unknown, which is more or less. No any politicians wants to validate his or her potential opponent. We do not know all of the protocols unless the executive mansions or people in charge releases the protocol to say who were invited, who were not invited. With the Doe family you on to that of president we had, that was a little different thing. We saw a lot of the drama that unfolded. I watched most of the event today. And it was very quiet. It was very peaceful. I listened to some of the interviews, some of the family members, siblings, people that were there, who people were hurt. And so it's quite correct. I hope maybe probably, I don't know, those that initiated this more or less would just focus on the death of the two presidents. But there are other, what happens to the over 200 some more Liberians, people who are not even working in government, people who were ordinary citizens. They were farmers, they were students, they were young boys, they were whatever things they were doing to meet their daily lives. Innocent, the Ebola, I mean, lot just unfolded in the last year as the result of this senseless war that we have come to realize it get a gusa, it get a basa. What happened to those people as well? Anyway, they get a saying that saying there are some people in the town, but they can die, you will not even know until they are being buried. So, I mean, that's the society. That's the how society is. It looks like everybody certain people capture the imaginations or the attentions of the public, so they are the center piece. With respect to that, I think it's a big step forward. People wanted to know, and it's for me personally, I don't think that's the conclusion of it, but it's a big step way. The conclusion would be people should be held accountable. There were people that were responsible, first of all, that get this. Now there are other school authorities say, okay, well, we're not burying the other president and this one, so let's forget about how you call it,
war crime
code and all of that. And you have some of those same warlords still wandering around, beating their chest, threatening, working in government, in public, in private sectors. Yesterday they were there, today some of them are there. Now, that would be a concern to other people who will begin to retrospect. Wait a minute, we'll say we are in the hidden process. But this guy here is the one that they XYZ to my family member. And it's visibly seeing these people moving around, enjoying the luxuries of their action that hurt you, that hurt me, that hurt the society. And it's not just only saying, oh, I did it, I'm sorry. You did it, sorry, so what next? So when everybody did wrong in the country says, I don't know, we should let them go. No, people should be held accountable. I think that would be the second biggest component of this year. Now, with this whole thing here now will overshadow, would that be the end of the war crime code? What next? So, but overall, it's a big process. It's a big headway for people to kind of like bring into memory to say, oh, okay, my dad 2-3 years ago, or 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, I'm finding late answer. But what's about the ordinary person that is in the village there, who father was killed? Maybe God, a war bullet caught that person and they left in crossfire. What becomes of that? So I hope maybe there will be, it's a tough thing. It's a very tough thing. But to give credit to the president, I think he took a real risky political decision. And that's what politicians is all about. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it backfires.
Thank you.
It was a good thing that he did. He told the two major families to give them this honor. Now it left with us as to how, but we have to deal with it. It has happened already. What do we do?
Thank you. Let me go to you, Mr. Zango. And the question to you now, sir, is this. President Barkai had brought this, and I will use the ball analogy here. He has brought a ball to the center of the field. Are we Liberians now ready to pick the ball and run with it, or do we still expect the father of the nation to continue the healing process? And what is the process from this far forward? If we Liberians say, okay, we continue to lead in this process, what do we expect? How do we expect? What do we expect out of it? And what exactly we're going to get out of this process, if it is the process?
Well, I will start off by saying one of our former presidents, President William V.S. Tubman, said this one. I'm going to paraphrase. He said, "The Liberian society is such an integrated society, such a small society that if you touch one family member, you touch multiple family members. That is who we are." And the thing that happened April 12, 1980, didn't start in April 12, 1980. I'm not about to go into the history of that for those who were not around or were not old enough to experience it. But I think the current president is the person who could have done this for obvious reasons. The president before him was compromised. The president before that president was accused of having hand in the whole process of the war. So I don't think the two of them could have done what President Boycott has done this week. And I'm happy to be on the panel here, one, if not the only one, who's in a unique position, because I grew up with the children of a lot of those people in the Toba line, and I also happen to know some of the children of people who were killed by Dove. Like Zamington's son, for an example, I know him, he's a friend of mine. Kwampa's son, when he was working in the Ministry of State, I got to meet him. He's a lawyer. He's an intelligent young man, and others I've met along the way. So, as I was saying, I think the president did a good thing, but healing the nation. If anyone, I think every one of us have experienced loss. You never completely heal. You are never totally healed. So the country will go on with this for a long time. But I think the ball has been set on the right course. And those who will come after this president, hopefully they will have the temperament to deal with it, or they will have the benefit of history to understand that this thing is bigger, it's wider, and it's deeper than George Weah. What George Weah did or what he didn't do came from the fact that when he was speaking to the family, he promised the family that he couldn't do it because he had a trip overseas. And the press come back and say, but you say you're going overseas, but we see you at a graduation ceremony. So that's why that whole Weah situation came up. But who really cares whether he's there or not? It's about the nation. It's about the country. Weah is but a footnote in this situation. So I think the country is strong enough. We've seen worse. I think the country will go through, will move forward. And I think we'll move forward in the best way possible.
Thank you. Again, folks, if you're listening, Samson told Labra Pub Radio here tonight with me is Mr. Robert Azango, Mr. Terry Collins, Mr. Cesar Goya, and then, of course, the CEO, Mr. Alfonso So, is here with us here tonight, having fun. But let me just say this here.
Being disadvantaged in the entire conversation tonight, if you could just add that.
Fire protest with the board.
Exactly, and some of the board members talking to bring you protest and see what
that one I get just there. They will send me. I was needing something before.
No, okay, thank you. But no, on a very serious note, Mr. Zanko, you struck it correctly. Nobody get healed when you, and just this 5 minutes or 10 minutes we've been on here. The first person you heard, Sissy, I have to engrave my sister on my shoulder to be able to carry her. And if you were looking at his face, you could tell the hurt. It never goes away. It never goes away. And I think Liberians, sometimes we play with these things with different words. But I know many Liberians that have been hurting, even here in the United States. If you have camera on in their car every day, many of them, they're driving long distance by themselves, they will start crying for no reason. Music come on, boom, they start crying. Grown men, grown women. What has happened to us in that country is unbelievable. But the thing is, you have to move on. You got to live on. So I will hope that the president has set the bar, has set the example, that Liberians now need to go on. But let me go to you, Terry, and I will open a line. And please, nobody, I even open a line here. There we go. I'll not answer you until I open the line. I'll not answer you until I open the line.
Are you first what you said?
First with the man who calling the person who calling me. Again, folks, now you can call me. The line open now. Again, folks, Samson told the line open. You water cutter now. You can call me. You call me, I'll answer. You call me the line open. And this isn't new that one. Water. But anyway, no, folks, let's have this mind. We'll let anybody call, but when you're in flight, okay. Hold on 1 minute. Samson told Walter Carter, what's on your mind, please?
Thank you, Mr. Soul, and the rest of the panelists, CEO, everybody, Sister, Mr. Rabbi Zango, and the political pastor. So it's a very good topic tonight, and it's very sensitive to different people in different parts of our country.
If it's sensitive, why you call him?
Please, let the man talk, man.
No, I need to put you on his spot right away before I forget. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I see why they go for you in straight jacket today. So this is the thing. So this is the thing, right? I don't know if this process that the president started will heal our country or unite our people. Remember, it was politicians that brought into this mess. Politicians. And the same politicians that are trying to tell us, that they can fix it. And so they bring in this sort of, burial here and there, say it will help to unite us. So we have different divisions in our country, different divisions. Things happen between the people of Nima County and the people of Grangida. So they will still see Nima and Grangida, people marry, intermarriage, and all that kind of stuff. We see political big divides between CDC and the Unity Party, but still we see Bosman and Webb, one of CDC, one of Unity Party. I think the problem in our society is to actually unite this country is for a government or a particular president that will come and stabilize our society economically, that will put people to work, that will give Liberian hope. Because all the other one, for me, is like, it doesn't matter. The very what we are talking about, after the crown people, we do, so, say the kid, trouble, who are still marrying crown people. Who are being killed? Gio and Manapu, Gio and Grandpa was still in marriage. You go in the market, they still see crown people, they go, they still crown people, everything. So they walk in, they walk, kill everybody, every tribe. Tribe are not even involved in government or people that were poor on a farm, they got killed. People want to move on with their lives. I think for us, all the different things are symbolic, is good, but let the government, let somebody take the lead now to say, I can let it be innovative. How can we unite our people when people are still living in abject poverty? People are still poor. The corruption is on the increase. Don't forget, those people that were on the poor, they were killed for rampant corruption. As we eradicate corruption, have we eradicated that? No, we haven't. So our society is still rotten. The people are still living in abject poverty. Why did we even kill those people on the poor? Why we killed Papa when we say it was rampant corruption? Why we did that? So, I think it's about time that we stop playing this, I will call it showmanship, and put our country first, put our people first. Find a way that we would make that country, that all Liberians will be accepted from all walks of life. They will enjoy the resources of that nation instead of it going in the hands of politicians, because they manipulate the people. They manipulate the people. Today, look at the capital. See what happened. Politicians, through political craziness, who got a brain capital. Politicians, they use the people. So I don't know. And the same politician come out and say, okay, we will fix it, we will do this. And all of a sudden, I will say, hallelujah, this person is the angel. No, they are not. Those people are vultures.
Thank you.
Political vampires.
Thank you. We're not going to finish the cake all night. We'll be here. Again, folks, the number is there. Give us a call here, and we're going to be wrapping it now, guys. Terry, we're going to be wrapping it up. Let's hear your closing here. And let me take this number. I think we'll only take one caller tonight anyway. Let me take this one call. Go ahead, Terry. Let's hear your closing. I intend for us to get out of here by 7 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock. Oh, hold on, Terry. I got to take this one here. Go ahead, Clarence David. Thank you for calling.
Wow. Hello, Mr. To, how are you doing tonight?
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you for the show tonight. My contribution to the show tonight. process that the person has begun, I think every Liberian needs to work with him. Regardless about whatsoever that happened in the past, we got to put it past me because if we continue to live in that kind of thing to say, oh, the person is not a rightful person, you get to bring the Liberian together, I think we'll be in the harmony of our country. The country has suffered a lot. In this country, the politicians are lie a lot to the innocent people. I listened to the testimony of the vice president to trouble of Benny Warner a few times. Like, Liberian, we are good at lying on people. Then the people in the men say, the opposition said that the trouble is getting, we're trying to make and reduce the import of rice in the country because you were making the fund. The men said, no, trouble did not even have a larger fund. And then larger over the country today, a lot of people are getting from the death of trouble. We lost thousands of Liberians in our country. If we want for the country to go forward, we need justice in our country, regardless about reconciling with one another. We need justice in our country because people who kill people's parents, who kill people's wife and daughter in their prison, they are sitting with you, knocking their chest and taking their side to be better more than the other people. That's what the man said here. So he said, the word that can make rich men to tell the poor man. And most of the warlord today, they are the more richest people in our country. We need justice in our country, regardless of whatsoever that happened in the past. In the Liberian, with the Liberian, we got to read between the line for ourselves, Mr. Too. We should not allow people to devour oil getting to destroy our own land. This is sad for our country. And my last point tonight got to do with Joseph Bessy. Joseph Bessy appointment, I'm looking at it in the other sense because Joseph Bessy ran on the CDC ticket on 2014. They just said the newly nominated Supreme Court Chief Justice. He ran on the CDC ticket on 2014. In 2017 to 2018, he was appointed by President Weah. I'm not really pleased with the identical appointment. I'm not really pleased because this man, we don't know. Something may happen in between there, but the man is closer to CDC compared to even United Party. But for this, if we want, we were getting a chance to prove a true color.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the show, Mr. Too.
Thank you. You'll be the last caller for the night. Thank you, Clarence.
There you go.
Appreciate it.
So do I close it now?
Yeah, we're going to, but we'll start with Terry. Terry, go ahead. Let's hear from you, my brother.
Yeah, so I believe everything is built around perspective, and perspective develop perception, and perception becomes the way of life. If you look at government,
careful, you're going too deep into the book.
Let me do it closing.
Be careful, you're speaking too much book right now.
So we got the government today. Government is perspective. Government built around perspective, come from culture. Culture is perspective, or how you call it, norms. Tradition came from perspective, and then it became perception, and perception became the way of life. All right. One person could die. One person could die from some sickness. Another person could die from gun. Death is the same, but the way in which it happened creates a perception in somebody's mind against another person, for which somebody can come and take somebody to court on the basis of laws. Constitution today that we have that govern people, democracy, it comes from perception or perspective. So the memorial aspect, today we have in America, we have Juneteenth celebrating as a memorial, all right, which gave them a perspective. We have the Black History Month. It have not totally healed everybody, or they totally eradicated the whole Black History Month or the whole Black history, but it gave the people a perspective to remember and to memorialize what really transpired in American history. So I think this whole thing is about perspective. It's about the president trying to create a perspective that will generate in our lives a perception that in the future our children will remember, because this is a mark that cannot be forgotten. Every war and every great country in the world fought wars. People die. Great things happen. Thousands and hundreds of people. But they move on. Look at Rwanda. They move on. So I agree that we can judge people, we can do this, we can do that. Look at Sierra Leone. But what the president is trying to do also, from my perspective, because I'm a religious guy, is to give us a perspective that will help us to normalize, because that perspective, what it does for us, it normalizes negative energy that is capable of creating an insurrection. And I think that is what it's doing, because perspective leads to perception. And when perception is in green, it gives birth to a normal attitude. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't
Thank
see
you.
the other side of the relevant to know to before.
Let's hear from you. Let's hear from you.
Damauna Tabata.
More than Sabata.
Let's hear from you.
The inaugural meeting of the Friends of Citizen Goya to run for presidency will be here at the border town between Lofa and Niba County. McKinney town, all the towns are rejected. The 29,000 back of red, we're having it there. You want to show up.
Oh, the one that drive people for?
All the people go for total, will kill it.
The same play with Billy, our new president compound. But on a serious note, look, reconciliation is a tough thing. And it's even harder when the hurt in your mind was as a result of a calculatedly stupid violence. In the case of the Turber and the 13 people, and I will argue Liberians before then, indigenous Liberians before then, and in the case of the war, leading up to everything that happened during the war, the Lutheran Church massacre, the things that other people did to Crown people and the Gil people and the Niba County people and everything. It is difficult to intellectualize that, but at some point in time, somebody has to start the process. And I think we got to allow people the space. Everybody heal at their own time, at their own pace. We can't rush a reconciliation process. We can't rush a healing process. That's what I'm going to put in the space. Having said that, I will hope the next time we come is, this is the second time we had MCSS with two people from the diaspora that are supposed to know better, that just go to MCSS and just flop. I think the president, if he's going to appoint a new person at the MCSS, I think they should take it very, very seriously. They should make sure that they are vetting that person very, very critically. MCSS is the hub for the poorest of the poor. The downtrodden masses went to MCSS. We cannot afford to keep having this thing where you bring somebody from abroad, and MCSS is always having a problem. And this started with the Joe Weah government, and it's now with the Joe Parker government. MCSS deserve better, man. I think somebody needs to really have a hearing on the MCSS at the state capitol.
I don't mean to hold you a little bit, but this is very important here. Just give me 1 or 2 seconds of your time. You think the Ministry of Education has something to do with the failure of these guys at the MCSS?
Well, the way MCSS is set up, it's almost, those are some of the craziness we gotta look back at, right? You have that is by the only superintendent that gets presidential appointment, I guess. The county educational officer is supposed to be in charge of those people. In the rural counties, that's where they are, in charge of one of the district educational officers, in charge of all of the educational districts that were created in the 2011 Reform Act, and that LNA all carried out. The problem is, it's almost like the BWR problem. BWR, as an institution, is the only institution whose technically principal is appointed by the president. right? So it is this problem where you create, quasi-independence along the way, and it's almost like how people can build roads in Liberia. We're busting all the houses that we get to one house, what's man knows somebody in the government, then we make a deep curve around that one house and continue going. I think it is what is happening. But either way, the ministry sits, if I'm not forgetting, on the board of directors of the MCSS. And yeah, at the end of the day, they should be in charge of education. Now, I don't know how much influence they have over MCSS, but come on, man. Somebody has to look. They have to take this thing seriously.
Okay.
When I went to school, like brother Mr. before I end real quick, when we were picking up going to school to Cathedral and Tine, we used to join what Tommy had to go see Tommy had man and having that conversation when Tommy had show up.
What year you work at your
school?
The men went to Katura in the 90s.
United Katura, man?
I went to Katura first grade, second grade, third grade.
What year was that?
Say in the 90s.
84, 85, 86.
Oh, my man. Shit, I left Katura school.
Mr. Zango, you left Katura in 1948.
I was part of the third graduating class.
Then I went from there.
I see why you're smart.
I also went to St. Patrick, and that helps. But
Mr. Zango, let's see.
But at the end of the day, that was what, Mr. To, real quick. I think we got to take this seriously. Those were the days where when we went to meet the challenge and D2 show up and Tommy had show up, it didn't matter how many Indian men we had on Cathedral team or on St. Patrick team, it was going to be a battle of the minds.
That's right. That's right.
But that is sad. They're just going away, which is really frustrating.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I go? I gotta go. Let me go.
Okay, go ahead.
I use my time to Mr.
Oh, you your time. I'm close this.
I will take my time from him.
Go ahead, Mr. So, since you have to leave.
Yeah, well, I think it was a good conversation, except that, as usual, always the victim from the hands of the Liberal and his allies spoke, I believe, only twice in my entire closing statement. Sissy, Terry, perception, reception, demotion, and all that. Terry kept going, wanting, and the Liberal were just extending Clarence David call, like the only call. No. When we, as facilitators, Mr. Zango, when we start looking in the eyes of the phone to determine this phone call here is in my favor, I will pick that call. Then I don't know. Then we are wasting the people's time. But anyway, as usual, we will be here. The Liberal ally, George, then everybody come in, and those when they're cheering up, then he just go crazy and do things he wants to do. We'll see it. But look, on the appointment of Bese is calculative. That's a strategic decision by the president, whether he voted for this and that. Look, people have conversation with these people behind off camera before they get to this. You're not going. This is literally a lifetime position until you reach certain age. President, I just want to jump and go make somebody Chief Justice. Watch and see what's going to be happening. CDC will be in big trouble. And it's not like a witch hunt, but people will be held accountable. And that's how politicians, that's how they pin down their opponent as well. So don't Mary Broad.
Did you say people will be held accountable?
I said people will be held accountable. It doesn't mean they are committed a crime, but they will be called in, then they will be asked. And they will say,
you said who? Mary Broad?
Oh yeah, Mary Broad says because she gave records, so they shouldn't call. Can you imagine? So you give records. So suppose you give a record and a record needs verification. I mean, it's crazy. But Liberal, thank you. Keep using your power. Keep abusing power, and let Clarence David, George, and the other folks cheer you up. We'll see.
If the power is given and need to be abused, it will be abused.
You see,
that's the political group. Rescue one. Rescue one.
The pastor has ordained the Liberal saying, bye-bye.
Let's hear from you, Mr. Zango, please.
Okay, I got three things I want to deal with quickly. Firstly, just a reminder that nobody's going to be arrested tomorrow. I think I explained the process before we started the show. So for those who are getting excited, let them calm down. We will see the court case for the representative go start in about October. And let's just wait and see what happens. The second issue I want to talk about is Justice Wilson. I think this is an opportunity for the Senate to assert her independence, because I think the situation that came out of the Senate was affected negatively when the Minister of Justice went and gave their erroneous or false interpretation, and that's some of the reasons why a bit of information had to come out. So I think that there's an opportunity for the Senate to show that they are independent, or the legislature is independent of the administration, because the perception right now is, I talked about the other day briefly for, not calling his name or giving the wrong idea, but we do have an imperial presidency. And so that's how the ball has been flowing for a while. But I think there's a perfect opportunity for them to show their independence from the administration. And the third thing is more of an announcement. I've just found out that Mr. Clarence Massaquoi has been appointed head of LTA. And Mr. Agori Stevens has been from AMEU, has been appointed to NCSS to replace the gentleman who was fired. So that's all I have to say.
So you see my name there, my man?
My man, both forgot about you. You pay
I keep refreshing it. I can't see my name.
Thank
you get to my name
you pay your political towel. You got to pay political towel. Come, I'll show you how to do it.
Thank you, Mr. Zango. Again, folks, thank you guys. Thank you very much. We take this thing very seriously, and then we come out here with joke and things about the information that's being passed on to you here. In most of the argument, you can call it argument, I call it engagement, and each of us will hold another person accountable in the sense that you're saying this thing, like Sissy was saying to me. Don't go to Google. Show me where I can go and find that information. It's not like he say I'm lying, but so that you as an audience will be able to get the same information that I'm reading from. And so that's what we do here on this platform, which is very good. Because it makes us stronger, and it make you, the audience, to be able to get good information instead of just rumors and what have you. We appreciate all of you. Mr. Zanko, thank you very much. But when you go to Mr. Soul tomorrow, don't come by. Thank you.
That's what I'm on tomorrow.
Yeah, no, Mr. Soul coming on tomorrow. But when you go on a show, don't come by here again. Stay over there.
You scared of me now, my man?
No. Stay on that side. Stay on that side. Let me and my children then stay here and enjoy ourselves.
All right, no problem.
Let me go drink my own baby juice.
Get my number from Soul and call me, yeah.
I say you myself with friend, and he said, baby, you too, you go to stay. Go and stay. Yeah, but you can't come. Where here? You can't come, baby. You around. Baby, you.
Just better mini, yeah. Yes, you're bigger. Okay,
yeah, I know. Let's bring her back. Let's wave to her. Let's wave. Hello. Oh, yeah, I see. Look. Oh, wow.
My man, let me see her. What's her name?
What's her name?
My name is Sissy.
She's like, what's your mama name? It start with a K.
My man, get a correct pronunciation for the name.
Her name Koto.
Koto. What man, where are you from?
I'm from Slow, Sosa District.
Oh, man, I saw that they on the border.
Well, where you from?
Where you from? Where are you?
Oh, you no, I thought you meant we're on the border.
I know, right? We're from the mountain.
You know the play. Come right, Mr.
I know the play. I know where I joined the Paul Society. Zigita, what wrong with my man? You
want the prize? See that?
My man, I seen her. Lead that man.
To talk about. I didn't know you went to the process. I didn't see that. Okay.
Oh, okay. I told you, I'm a multifaceted individual. You know?
Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night. Before I get in trouble tonight. Good night. All right. Again, folks, Samson told Labrador Public, I want to thank all of you tonight that have been watching this show and being coming in to make comments and making a call and things like that. Before I close, I want to say once again, happy birthday, Azabazubu Zabazabazat. That's my son, Samson Chiaroto. Happy birthday, son. Please continue to do what you're doing. We're proud of you. And thank God that you're my son. Thank you. Again, we'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night, folks.
Seigneur, à Rachel de Kibo, je adé. Oh, abrede Koto, Yaliwa, Banyo, Yaliwa, Korapam. Abre Koto, Yali. Abre Koto, Yali, Stefan Soko. Oh, abrede, Nana, Amabri Mera Koto, Yaliwa, Stefan Soko, Korapam. Aïe, Koto, Yaliwa. I'm an America, Sawa. I'm America, very titi, papa, Pamelesa, I don't you get by your secret, I'm a pie. Sisi, I play. We are in a Koto Nani. I live by your for a problem. Hey, Koto Nani. Oh, Papa, this is your own, and I'm very Papa. Papa, this is your own, and I'm very. Why, I didn't know you there for a problem. I've been there for the night. No, so my dad to play. I'm no, hello. I did what my belly was so I get. What my bed. I'm my body. Yeah, man. I'm my body. I'm my body. I'm going to buy you. I'm going to make a very big papa. I can't do